Hi, my name is Vince Anthony, and I'm here at the Center for Healing Arts. And I want to share a little bit about the Gong meditation. So, Diane, my wife, and I were in Kauai about 7 years ago in the north area, and Diane shared with me that she had purchased tickets for a Gong meditation, and I thought, oh my God, that sounds wonderful. I had heard about gongs and the healing power of sound, but I had not yet experienced it with a gong up until that point. So in any event, in the evening, we assembled with probably 30 other people, and we had yoga mats, and the teacher, Diane Klein, a Kundalini yoga teacher, basically opened up the space for healing. And then soon we were laying down with our eyes closed, and at the first invite of the gong, I went really deep inside. And I had quite a journey, and many things happened that evening, and I had visions. And when the meditation came to completion, I shared with Diane, very excitedly, I said, oh my God, I'm going to do this on the mainland. And she just as excitedly said, yes, you are. So about a year later, I purchased my first gong, a symphonic Paiste gong, about 32 inches, and started playing and started training, and our training brought us to Europe, and also the Omega Center in Rhinebeck, New York, and many trainings with teachers. In any event, tonight's Gong meditation is going to be something different than that. We're actually going to be seated in chairs, and the reason why I'd like people to experience being seated in chairs, because normally for about the last 6 years we've been doing it laying down, is because personally I've been doing a real deep dive into mindfulness and blending mindfulness with self-hypnosis to basically shape the inner landscape, to be able to get to a state where no matter what's happening, no matter how you feel, you can not let the feelings push you around and still make some really powerful choices. So today we'll be in a seated position with the spine erect, and being able to have more control, if you will, or more influence in the process of observing and witnessing the experience without trying to change it, just fully accepting it and letting that healing happen, to be able to heal traumas, and also to let in that higher vision that you desire. Over 20 years, I've been working with people as a psychotherapist and as a hypnotherapist, along the lines of something that's what I consider beyond just talking therapy, meaning that we are actually, I'm guiding the client into their own deeper inner process so that they can find their own solutions. The talk therapy, of course, is excellent, and the research today is showing that essentially a good relationship with a talk therapist can be very effective in about a year's time. Personally, I like to work differently, and yes, like you said, I help people to stop smoking, I help people to release weight and anxiety, and pretty much deal with the normal topics any psychotherapist would deal with. And I'm also bringing in the shamanic perspective. Have been training in Peru and learning lots about how to see and how to hear clients very, very differently. So in essence, rather than advising clients and getting them to rehash their story over and over, much more interested in, as much as the story is an important part of the process, I'm much more interested in guiding the client to go inside and to discover solutions for themselves. And while they're doing that, I'm observing their body language and adjusting my interventions based on the feedback that their body language is giving me, because of course the body language is the language of the unconscious, and in my opinion the unconscious is really the royal road, or the body language rather is really the royal road to the inner landscaping of a person's experience, and how we can change that so that they get better results in their life. So one of the things I'd like to share about sound healing is that the power of sound really has the power to shift our consciousness. And when it comes to sound healing, yes, we're using instruments, whether it be gongs or chimes or rattles or drums, and of course even the voice. The principle and sound behind sound healing really is that the person's having an experience and they're coming to sound healing to release something or to optimize something in their life. So the sounds are being shared from the facilitator in a way that helps to shift those inner images the person is having during the sound healing experience. So it's very important that the sound healer himself or herself is holding that high vibration during the experience, which really assists the participant in the process of sound healing. In addition, what's really neat is that each person's experience in the room is impacting, or at least influencing, everyone else's experience in the room. So in a sound healing session, we're really one. And the idea of the whole ceremony is to come into a state of unity, where everybody feels like they are one with everybody in the room, and even beyond that. That is the ideal experience, because it shows us how we are all connected, and it shows us that we are truly beyond these so-called problems that we have, meaning that with the right attitudes and the right actions we can certainly transcend and live a better life.